Oh, you don't want to be me, baby. I was in a strip club at 13. I could never unsee what I seen. I saw keys of cocaine at 7 all around my floor. I saw people rob my mom and tie her up. You don't want to be Stormy Wellington.
Hey, what's going on? It's Alfred Nixon.
And I'm Red Leshiel.
Welcome to Profits and Profits. And today we have a very, very special guest. She's not just a top network marketer. She's a living force. With well over 8 figures in earnings and a legacy of leadership, Stormy Wellington has inspired thousands of women around the world to boss up and break generational curses. Her journey from struggle to empire has made her voice a very empowering and raw truth that based off real results. She's mentored over 139 people to millionaire status. And today she's with us. Stormy, welcome to Profits and Profits.
Welcome.
Hey, I'm excited to be here. Listen, I don't know what to expect. I know we're going to talk about money, something about religion. I can tell by the title. Listen, I'm ready. I'm an open book. Let's go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we can start and jump right into it. You know, I know you've built an empire in network marketing. Like I said, you've inspired thousands of people. But before all of that, who was Stormy Wellington before network marketing, before all of the success?
I mean, so first of all, it's an honor to be here with you, Alfred.
Absolutely.
I'm very
Pleasure's all
proud of
mine.
you. Yeah. But just to see your journey, what
Absolutely.
you've overcome. You know, I'm a little bit older than you, just a little bit. And so to see you as a black man from Miami, I just want to tell you I'm very proud of you.
Oh, it's an honor. That means a lot coming from you.
Yeah, and to see you doing this to continue to further your knowledge and your
Absolutely.
wisdom, I think that's very important, especially for us as legacy network marketers.
Correct.
It's a difference between being a network marketer and a legendary legacy network marketer.
Absolutely.
So I see you as a legacy network marketer.
Hey, man, you went into the Hall of Fame in network marketing, I think a year before I did. And that was inspiring to see because I grew up in Liberty City. You grew up in Liberty City, Miami Gardens?
Miami Gardens. So my story, it just depends on where you want to start. I choose to start. I'll start right here. I had my first child at 15.
Wow, my mom had me at 14.
Wow, yep. Proud single mom of 3 kids. I had my first child at 15. And I had to figure things out. You know, people don't know this, but I was in a strip club at 13 years old trying to figure out how to pay the bills. My water was off back home, and I needed some water, and we had no food. So I always, had a hustle. I used to sell Technomarine watches. I don't know if y'all remember those watches.
I remember those.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah, watches. I used to sell T-shirts. I used to go right here on 20th Street and buy T-shirts and flip them. I used to sell, drugs with my baby daddy. I had 3 boutiques before the age of 25. So I always understood the power of buying something for wholesale and selling it for retail. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't get into network marketing until I was 29. But prior to that, what really created me as an entrepreneur is because I always had to figure it out. I had my first child at 15, had my second child at 19, got out of the strip club because my second child happened to be a girl. Mm-hmm. When I had my daughter, I did not want her to look at being a stripper as something that she should want to do. And so I realized that your kids will one day do what you do. So I knew that back when I was 19, so I stopped stripping at 19. And then I got into the boutique game. I'm one of those girls that I used to have boutiques. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know this, but I owned 3 boutiques before the age of 20.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to have a boutique on 119.
You were selling clothes, or?
I was selling clothes.
Okay.
I used to make clothes.
Okay.
With my own hand.
119th and what?
Oh, by hand you used to
I
make
used to
it?
make clothes right there, going down like you going to 163rd Street Mall.
Okay, yeah.
Before
Yeah.
where the Rust is.
Yeah. I remember that Toys R Us.
By
I think they
163rd.
closed that down.
They closed it down. So I had a boutique right there. That was my first boutique that I owned by myself. I had a boutique that I partnered with my baby daddy on in Opelika called Hot Spot Clothing. And then I had a children's clothing store called My Child Clothing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had Step in the Style, Hot Spot Clothing, My Child Clothing. And that's how I kind of understood that I wanted to do something that could create, passive residual income, so to speak, because that wasn't passive. If you didn't come buy an outfit, I couldn't make no income.
Correct.
But let me ask you this. Nobody taught you this. It was just in you somehow.
No, so I always...
You had a mentor, somebody
Well, let me tell you. So in the beginning, I started off in the boutique game because I just like clothes. I always liked to look nice. Even when I was still in the clothes, I like to look nice, you know. So I knew that was a fact. Like I know how to look nice. I like to look nice, and I like to help other people look nice. I always like making people and helping people feel good. But then my daughter's father, my baby daddy, opened up a boutique. You know, a lot of dudes, and the statute of limitations that ran out, so I could say this. He was in the streets, so he was cleaning up his money.
Correct.
So he opened up a boutique and was like, figure it out. And of course, after going to a couple of magic shows and making a couple of mistakes, you know, no, I didn't have a mentor. I had a burning desire to figure out how to feed my family, and I figured it out. I don't recommend that now.
Absolutely.
I don't think nobody you don't have to do it without a mentor.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you can have a mentor that you never meet. So anyway, I had 3 boutiques, did well with those 3 boutiques, and then they end up, you know, 9/11 happened. I didn't understand nothing about organizing, managing, taxes, scaling, none of those things. And so when that went away, I remember waking up one day. I was living right here on State Road 9, apartment 305. Used to represent. I lived in apartment 305, and I was dating a football player. And he took care of me. You know, I used to be one of those girls that had a man to take care of me. I used to be one of those that waited for allowance, waiting you to give me some money. That was me. And one day we broke up, and I was like, okay, I got to figure this out. I can't keep going from man to man as a plan. And so I remember going to Atlanta, Georgia. And
You moved to Atlanta?
I remember going to Atlanta, Georgia at the time. And for me, you know, here in Miami at the time, all I saw was Latinos successful. I didn't see black success outside of selling drugs, doing tax scams, scamming, and robbing. So when I went to Atlanta and I saw so much success, I was like, wait a minute, maybe I should move to Atlanta because it seemed like black people could thrive here.
Yes.
And they survive in Miami.
That was Black Hollywood.
The mindset, though. The mindset of Atlanta is different than the mindset here. And like everybody that I know from Atlanta, I don't know, the ambition that drives it. Everybody
That's like
there.
Black Hollywood. Yeah, if it wasn't for when I moved to LA, I would have moved to Atlanta. Like I wanted to be in Atlanta. So
Atlanta has always had that swag and the ambition, the drive. Like it's in the atmosphere there for some reason.
Yeah, and so that's what I did. I ended up going to Atlanta for Freaknik. I saw so much success there. I was inspired by the success there, and I just moved there. I took $135, excuse me, worth of nickels, quarters, and dimes out of my change jar, broke it, and filled up my BMW and moved to Atlanta with nothing but $135 worth of change.
wow.
Wow.
And this was about 17 years ago, and a whole lot of faith. And I moved down there, and at first I was a bartender. Then I worked at Nordstrom's, and then I went and got I got a job working at collections. I used to call you to get you to pay your Sprint bill. So I'll be the one to call you and say, hey, Alfred, what's up? You ain't pay your. But first I used to call in the beginning when I first started this journey, because I didn't know what I was doing. Hi, may I speak to Alfred Nixon? And you would say, he ain't here. Then I realized that didn't work. Then I say, yo, what's up, Alfred?
That's how you gonna get them.
And
Yeah, you're
Alfred be
black.
like,
What's
hey,
good?
what's
Who's
up?
this?
Hey, what's up? This your girl Stormy. Listen, man, Alfred, you need to pay this Sprint bill, bro. Let me help you out. So I had to learn how to connect with.
See, that was a blessing, your journey from learning how to connect with people, learning, especially going into network marketing. What did you think Atlanta, what did that do for you? That's where you was introduced to network marketing?
Atlanta did everything for me, first of all. And not just Atlanta. Remember, first of all, I was a stripper. Let's go back to stripper. You don't eat what you don't kill.
Correct.
So I was already in the mentality of stripper girl.
You know what's crazy about that? I used to work at King of Diamonds when I was 16, from 16 to 19.
Hey.
I used to work at King of Diamonds.
You was a stripper?
No, I wasn't a stripper.
But I learned the beginning phases of never fear rejection. Because I was a stripper. Some men to tell you no, and sometimes the girl to get your client and all of that. Then I got into the fashion industry, so I understood the power of buying something for $10, selling it for $20, $25, right? Then I got into collections, right? And then I understood how to connect with the customer, how to connect with the person I'm trying to get them to pay their bill.
Correct.
Then I went to, I was a bartender, so I learned all of the skills through life, and I now end up getting introduced to network marketing. As I'm in Atlanta, I'm sleeping on my friend's couch. You know, when you sleep on somebody's couch, all of a sudden they get hungry at 5 o'clock in the morning. You feel stupid. You're on the couch. You hear, the kitchen. So those moments was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta figure it out. All of a
I
sudden,
gotta get out of here.
all kind of
This
noise.
uncomfortable for
they
me, but I
invite
ain't-
friends over. Your living room is they living room is your bedroom. And so long story short, I ended up getting introduced to network marketing from someone that I didn't know. They basically told me that, hey, if I had a way that you could make $60,000 a month and look good, like, would you want to know about it? And I'm like, that sounds like a scam.
Sounds like a pyramid.
Sound like one of those things. But this gentleman actually introduced me to his wife. I saw her transformation, and I remember saying to myself, okay, what can I lose? And this is something that you may not know, Alfred. Everybody has their defining moment. Everybody. But it's what you do with it. I call it decide and then do. Most people have that defining moment. They don't decide and they don't do. But for me, I was working at that collections job. And I collected over $1 million in closed accounts in 7 months. And nobody knew that back home my water was off. Nobody knew that back home my car was in repossession
Was that commission
status.
based or they was paying you hourly?
They were paying me $13 an hour.
Regardless of your production?
No
I'm about
commission?
to tell you, we were getting commission, but I collected $1 million in closed accounts. They did not expect to make any money. They were about to shred this book of business, but I turned it into $1 million. And my boss ends up. This is 17 years ago. My boss comes down and they made a big deal about this raise they were going to give me, and this is my defining moment. They gave me a raise of 25 cents.
Wow, man.
And that was
So you did $1 million in revenue and they just increased your
25 cents.
25 cents.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So that's my story.
That's
Before network marketing.
That's big when you're able to connect and connect with people, because people
Yeah.
do business where they know, trust, and life, and when you make
Of
that
course.
connection. So going through that process, engaging with people, knowing how to close business, when you got into network marketing, like how was that for you? Did you struggle? Because most people do struggle. How did your career start off in the industry?
Yes, I mean, so my story is very different. I struggled for like a week. Yeah. And when I say struggle like,
You ain't get nobody signed up. You was trying to figure it out.
no, struggle like, who the first person you're going to approach with an opportunity in network marketing? Your friends and your family.
Yeah.
So when I came home to my friends and my family, including my mom, they was like, you're stupid. That's
Yeah,
a
it was
scam.
negative.
You should
Yeah.
go back to work. They was not supportive at all. But I realized, and this is why I teach people this today, you cannot have any transactions without some type of transformation. I'm talking about, I don't care if you sell credit repair, I don't care if you sell crypto and network marketing, health and wellness, the company, the product, the service has to have impacted you.
Right.
Because you don't have any true passion behind the sale if you haven't had an experience yourself. So for me personally, I had already believed in the product, so I didn't care what my mom and my friends said. So my first week was tough. And then I realized that, hold on, I could sell these products and make money every day. And that's what did it for me. I was able to make money every day. And when I saw that, wait a minute, I'm making $152.25 on this job for 8 hours, or I could leave this job, sell these 2 garments, sell these 2 products, and make $175. I could do that in 20 minutes. So it clicked for me. It was common sense for me, quick in the game, to leave my job. So I left my job after week 1 and went to work. My lowest check, my first 6 months in network marketing, was $5,000.
For the week, for the month?
For the month. At the time, the company I was in paid us for the
Pay it
month.
once a month, yeah.
So I made like $5,000 and something my first month in network
So
marketing.
you got to $5K a month residual within 6 months of network marketing?
No, within 1 month.
Oh, within-
I never made my first
That's
month in
wild.
network
That's
marketing. I
insane.
made $5,000 and something.
That's
in
unheard of.
retail, I mean, in the residual, I made like maybe $2-3 grand in selling the product. So I never went through a lot of the pain that a lot of these network marketers go through, because
What did you do? Did you make a list? Did you just talk to everybody you came in contact? Like, how did you get that type of explosive growth?
Yeah, like
Most
everybody
people don't
always
make
wants to know the
$5 grand.
secret. What's the secret? I don't want to forget the secret. What was the strategy? What was it?
I was ignorance on fire. I was a breadwinner for my mom, my 2 children at the time. I have 3 now, my 2 children, and my mom is deceased. If I didn't go eat it, we wasn't going to eat it. So I didn't need a strategy. I just had to be hungry. I think hunger is the greatest strategy.
Yeah.
I think people move from desperation or inspiration, and I was desperate.
Yeah.
So I had to go get the money. My mom gonna eat. She had just came home from prison. She was 60 years old. I have 2 little babies. My son at the time was probably about 8. My daughter was maybe about 5. Like, I had to go provide for my family. To me, hunger and needing to make a way for your family should be the greatest strategy. I would never be broke. I'm not gonna let my family be hungry and not have a roof. So I don't let pity, empower me. I'm empowered by power, which is within. So I never needed nobody to like cheerlead me and like motivate me. No, my bank balance. This is what I want to encourage everybody to do. Go log into your bank account right now, screenshot your bank balance, and tell me, should you be comfortable right now?
Absolutely.
Should you be sitting on the couch? Should you be celebrating? Everybody want to go out. Everybody celebrating, toasting. What y'all toasting for?
Correct.
Your bank account.
you celebrating
shouldn't
about?
be celebrating
What-
nothing.
what
with
do you
your account
accomplish?
at negative. So I tell people, go screenshot your bank account. That's the greatest motivator ever. So that's what I was. I was ignorance on fire in the beginning. No strategy, no mentor, no coach, no do this and do that and do that. No.
Just put the work in. You just
This costs $50. I'm gonna sell it for $100. Thank you. Let me go get my 50. I don't need all that. I need to know what is the
so
ROI.
I've read something that
Yeah.
your first 7 or 8 months. So this goes into, you made $1 million for this company in 7 or 8 months, and then an artist, if I'm not mistaken, you made about $1 million in about 8 months, 7, 8, 9 months.
I made 1.4 million my first year.
And then in TLC, when you came to TLC, you made like $1 million in how long?
7 months.
That's a pattern.
Yeah, it is, huh?
That's insane.
It's not a coincidence.
It is,
Definitely not a coincidence. It's not a fluke, not
Yeah,
a
pretty
coincidence.
cool.
You did that.
You want to know something is that what you said, ignorance on fire, that's Think and Grow Rich talks about just having a burning desire. That's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not about this or trying to get this perfect or trying to get that right. There's no time for perfection. Just
That's right.
get to it.
That's
That's
right.
it. And ignorance on fire is I mean, that checks off. That's literally what Think and Grow Rich revolves around, is what you just said.
Exactly.
So I got a question, right? So you've coached so many people in business and to 6 figures to 7 figures. What's one thing that you've learned about the human behavior that most people completely miss? Because you don't build organizations in the hundreds of thousands, millions of people all around the world, not just in the United States. You got teams internationally. What have you learned about the human behavior that most people miss?
That's a great question. The first thing that jumps out at me is something that I never probably told nobody. But you have to know a person's story to get leverage over them fast.
Yeah.
So I find out your story quick. So I could get leverage over you, not to hurt you, but to help you.
Yeah.
So I like to know your story, your real story, not you pull up in your Mercedes Benz with your Cartier watch on and your sunglasses and, your Birkin bag and you got money. No. Where are you for real?
Correct.
So I like to know, where are you now, so I could gain leverage and clarity on how I could support you. So to kind of summarize it, like, when you tell me your dreams and goals, I believe them. And so if I give you that privilege, because I don't let everybody tell me their dreams and goals, because some people I know that they're not going to believe them themselves.
Correct.
So I don't like to attach myself to your facade. No. If I believe in you and I know that you believe in you, that's all I need. You could be broke as a joke. You could be fat, ugly, crooked teeth. I don't help people fix their teeth and everything. I don't need you to be fabulous. I need you to desire.
Correct.
I need you to have dignity. I need you to have belief. You could be 500 pounds. I could work with you. So I know that for me, I just like to know a person's real story, not who they pretend to be, so I can help them to be who they really want to be.
Okay. What's one daily thing that you do every single morning or every single day that is a big contribution to everything that you've accomplished?
I grow every day. I read a book, not a chapter, not 5 pages. I read until I get knowledge. Every day. Every day that ends in Y, I learn something new.
Okay.
And I probably do that before 9 a.m.
Before 9 a.m.
I learn something new. I'm smarter than most before 9 a.m.
Okay. Now, that's something that I feel like in the network marketing space died out, personal development.
People
I don't know
grow no
why.
more,
I don't
bro.
know when it died out or why it died
People
out.
don't grow no more because social media and they see the Rolls Royces and the watches and the people at the top, not knowing you got to grow. One of the things I tell my group is what's dangerous is for you to get to the top, make money, and you haven't grown as a person. If your money outgrow you,
It's
that's
just not,
very
that's a
it's
dangerous.
problem.
just not gonna last. It's just not gonna last. That's all. Your net worth will never outweigh your self worth. And if it does, it's not gonna be for a long time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people made a lot of money during COVID and certain seasons, and they think they all of this and all of that, not knowing that that just was a blessed season. Now it's about your wisdom, your knowledge, but your alignment too.
Correct.
People don't realize how powerful it is to align accurately. It's so many people that's in the wrong circles with the wrong people, hanging around people that's in the boat but punching holes. You got to be careful of your proximity. There are a lot of people who get very comfortable very fast or think they know everything and don't know shit. You know, so that's just the world we live in. But you just got to keep your circle tight and keep the squares about your circle.
What was the most in your career in network marketing? I mean, being at the top, being a leader, man, we get hit hard, you know. I'm talking about hurt from people you love, people you done poured and cared about. I mean, sometimes you cry yourself to sleep sometimes, you know, with people that you don't really done gave your all to. What has been something in your career where you was hurt, and how did you come back from that?
I mean, I got hurt a lot of times. I mean, you got to probably pick one. I got hurt a lot of times. More times than I could even remember. If I give you one time, I'll be lying. I'll be giving somebody too much credit for the hurt. If I give one person credit for the hurt. My hurt has been so compounded to now I'm immune. Like you can't really hurt me. I'm already expecting. I'm just kind of like, you know, in time of peace, prepare for war. So I'm not gonna give no one person no credit. I done been hurt so many times. I done been hurt by owners. I done been hurt by people I helped make millions of dollars. I done been hurt by people that I paid their bills and gave them clothes and gave them food and prayed with them. So I can't give you one time. I done been hurt so many times. I can't give one person too much credit.
How did you grow from that, or what did that do to you?
You know, when emotions is high, logic is low. And when you're hurt, you can't function clearly. And so I had to learn I'm either going to be, you know, hostage to the hurt or healed and go get in my bag. So I stay in hurt to keep you broke. I'm not letting nobody have me broke. So nothing and nobody can hurt me long enough to the point where I'm sitting with regrets. So it helped me because when you hurt, you're not hustling. When you wounded, you need somebody to come patch you back up.
Correct.
So it's not a lot of people that really want to see me at the top. I know that. So I got to keep my, you know, keep my eyes open, you know, and keep my heart, you know, aware, because I know a lot of people don't want to see me at the top. So I don't stay hurt for long. I experience it, figure out what am I supposed to learn from it, and carry on, because I know that the very people that I may think is supposed to patch me up, what if they ain't there? So I've learned skills and strategies and techniques so I could keep myself patched up. So what I've learned is I got to stay strong so I don't have to depend on nobody else to build me back up.
And a lot of that has to do with being able to disconnect emotionally, disconnect your feelings from the business side of things. Would you say that plays a role?
Yeah, you know, I don't know the football player, but he said something that I learned years ago. He said, why would I take something personal from someone that don't know me personally? So these people don't know me.
That's a bar.
They don't know me. Why am I going to let them hurt me? They don't know me. I've helped them. They should be singing my good graces. They should be praying for me at the dinner table. So when you know what you really done authentically, truthfully, I don't let nobody bother me after I know what I've done for them. So I don't let things that bother other people bother me. It's like water and oil. They don't mix with me.
How many people have joined your organization like all time? Customers, reps, combined?
Honestly, I need to do better with the stats. I'll tell you, I personally enrolled almost 16,000 people in TLC in the last.
Personally?
I personally enrolled almost 16,000 people in the last 10 years in TLC.
I know people that don't even have that many people on their team.
Yeah, I personally enrolled 15,000 people. I don't know the number. The last time I checked, I was like in the.
Most people don't have that kind of that amount of people. In their
I
team.
personally enrolled almost 16,000 people in 10 years.
You don't know the overall customer base number?
The last time I
time?
checked was like 3 years ago, and I had like 30,000 customers. I don't know now. I don't.
What would you say? What's the most you've done in a month? Personals.
In
Personals.
I don't know. I know I made $3 million in a month. Income. I don't know how people,
Like from a launch, like
my,
right out the gate.
it was everything. Not that, no. Like in 1 month, I earned $3+ million in my network marketing in TLC. Am I making that now? No. But I had a $3 million month. No, it wasn't from a launch. It was from, a combination of all the things that turned into that
That's
$3
awesome.
million month.
That's awesome.
What would you say, building a team of that size and earning that type of income and being able to have to pour into people, how do you keep yourself grounded? Like, who pours into you? Do you got mentors personally, mentors from afar? Like, how do you keep yourself, people pouring into you as well?
So not that I really have mentors. I have people that I respect, that I talk to. I got my relationships is crazy. I have amazing friends. It's not one particular person that I could say taught me the game and I'm emulating them. No, I have a lot of mentors. I got Napoleon Hill, he's dead. I got John C. Maxwell, met him one time. I got
Napoleon Hill.
I got Abraham Hicks. When I saw her the other day, she doesn't even know me. I got my girl, my favorite, Iyanla Vanzant. She knows me. I have Kenny Lloyd. He's my friend. I mean, I got a lot of people. I got Grant Cardone. I got Atlanta Cardone. I got Annetta Powell. I learn from a lot of people. I am a student and a sponge of all my great relationships. They are my friends because I appreciate and respect what they do.
How did you
to
get
help
to
pour
that
into
level of thinking? Because people that accomplish what you've accomplished, well, I won't even say that because people at your level, they got a different mind of thinking, but people on their way, on their journey up to getting the 7 figures or beyond, how do they keep humility and honor and wanting to continue to grow? Like, how did you build that into yourself? Where did that come from?
You want me to tell you the truth? Seeing people lose it. Seeing people who once was this, seeing people who once, you ever seen somebody that had a light and you be like, where's her light? Where's his light? You can see it's turned off. Seeing people that was once winning and they're not winning anymore. Seeing people that was very principle oriented, very, spiritually led, and next you know they're broke. Why? I watch people. I am a people watcher. I look at the ones that keep elevating, and I look at them, and I look at the ones that's no longer elevating. They don't know I'm looking. I'm looking at them saying, what is she and he doing? Why are they elevating? Why isn't this sector over here elevating?
Correct.
And I tell you one thing I learned. Tony Robbins gave this to me. I was a Tony Robbins Platinum partner for 1 year. I was in his energy for 2. I was a Tony Robbins crackhead for 2 years. And one of the things that sat with me that I would never forget, he said, CANI, C-A-N-I, constant and never ending improvement.
Wow.
The ones that I see that have lost it, don't have the light, don't have the fire, don't have the money, they got cocky, they got, in their head, they think they bigger and better than what you are and what they are. I know I got to grow every day.
Yes.
I'm afraid of not growing.
Yes.
I don't take a day off. I have time where it's like, leave me alone. Here I am. I'm learning something today. I read every single day. I do not lean on my own understanding at all. I want to get better every day. And it's not that I won't listen to a broke person. I'm not letting a broke person give me guidance on what I should do.
Correct.
Because if they knew what to do and it worked for them, well, why they ain't got no money?
Yeah.
So I just observe people, and I don't want to be that person like that I used to be. She used to drive a Rolls Royce. She used to be, man, Stormy used to look beautiful. My God, she used to be amazing. She used to have all of this. Used to have? I would never be a used to be. And the only way you become a used to be is if you forget where you came from. And when you forget where you came from, you will go back to where you came from. And
Correct.
I ain't never I work every single day. I don't take days off. Every day I work because I ain't never going to be broke another day in my life. I got a lifestyle. I like it. And when you like something, you maintain it.
Broke again.
No, I ain't never. I don't know about that, but I'm just never going to be broke another day in my life.
Absolutely.
And I know how. I just got to keep adding value to the world. When you help people get what they want, you get what you want. I was talking about this morning. Everybody be talking about I, me. What about the other people? You ain't gonna help nobody. You ain't gonna multiply your gifts in the lives of other people. You just go think about you and your family and your kids. What about the rest of the people?
Correct.
That's selfish and stingy, and that type of attitude won't take you to the promised land.
No, and a lot of people who feel that way, exactly what you described there. Oh, I'm me, arrogant, all that. I've seen it way too many times. It falls apart
they fall from grace.
And most of the time, they never get it back.
No, well, that ain't gonna be me.
Good.
And nobody I'm attached to. If they smart, stick with me. I tell people, stick with me, we going places.
So, anything you want to talk about, like your books? I know that you have a few things going on. Let's
So
talk about
my
some.
joy and what wakes me up in the morning with excitement is my community. I have a community called Girl Hold My Hand. We was established in 2016. And I really established this community because I needed somebody to talk to me. I needed support. You know, the number one reason entrepreneurs fail is because they feel unsupported.
Correct.
And so I needed to feel supported, you know. And so I created a community to really keep my team engaged. You know, I enrolled 15,000 people, right?
Yeah.
I can't talk to all those people.
Impossible.
No, you
So I
gotta
created my community really to support what I thought was going to be my network marketing company. And then I discovered that the community is what creates consistency, discipline. You know, we wake people up every Monday through Saturday. We meet at 8 a.m. You know, it's a family feeling. It's women that are like-minded, that know they want more, should be more. They leave the community knowing who they are, feeling empowered. I'm big on helping a person believe. You build the people could build any business. So my pride and joy right now is my community. I'm actually doing some master classes, teaching people how to really create the income that they want. How I went from zero, the 5 strategy that took me from zero to $50 million in 10 years. I never taught it before, so I'm about to do a challenge, a master class, just really, people in network marketing, like you said something. What happened to the personal development part of network
personal
marketing?
development, man.
It's kind of lost.
It's
not
watered
even
down.
talked about
It's
anymore.
not. People don't develop.
It's not even talked about anymore.
It's not.
Nowhere.
When
But
I
it's
first
important.
started in network marketing, my car was like a university on wheels. I didn't even listen to music. I didn't go out on the weekend for 3 years.
Audios,
Wow.
that's it.
Wow.
Friday night leadership, Saturday we had Saturday training every week for 3 years.
Wow.
So they're not developing that growth. They're just chasing money. And
Everybody
when you get in
forgot
that
about
realm
it.
of chasing money, like money shouldn't be the end goal. Your purpose, what you're giving to the people, prosperity, growing as a person. Like, and when I look at Stormy, I see the habits that you have. What are some of the habits that help you reach the level of success that you got now? What time you wake up? Like, what do you do? What's your routine? Like,
We
how do you
briefly
get into
touched on
your-
that, but it's good to elaborate more, you know, what time you wake up and all that.
So I'm up like 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I be seeing you. I be seeing you live. I be seeing you.
Every day, the ends and
Prosperity, the
why.
stuff you put in the universe. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up at 6:30. Check in with myself. I always make sure I'm doing good first. I lay in the bed and even my man don't know. I'm like, you all right, girl? How you feel? Do you need to be hugged a certain way? No, like leaving this morning, I was like, hug me like this. Yeah, he probably was like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's what I needed. And he was like, come on, baby. Like I needed that touch this morning, like
Yeah.
for real.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of what I want and what
Correct.
I need. Because if I don't give it to me, who else is going to give it to me?
Correct.
So I always, every morning I wake up, how you feeling, Stormy? How you doing today? What you need, what you feeling like? You know, you tired, you all right, everything all right? And this is just me inside my body checking in with myself. After that, I wake up. Thank you, God, for waking me up again. And I have God mornings. So I go to my Bible, put my hand on my Bible, or Mama Aunt, get a scripture, take that scripture. I put it into Stormy Speaks. I have my own chat GPT, Stormy Speaks version.
Oh, wow.
I type it in there. She breaks it down. She goes from who art thou, that, to talking to me in English. So I get a scripture in the morning. You know, I take that scripture and I decide, okay, what is it saying to me? I embody that. Then I'm big on supplements. Like, I'm big on health. I just lost 16 pounds in the last month. I'm big on the right supplements, the right energy, the right frequency. I don't think people realize that the reason they don't have what they want is because they have not became a vibrational match to that thing yet.
Correct.
You have to align. And
got it,
wisdom
correct.
is a part of it, but do you meditate? Do you pray? Do you
Your
have your God
vibration.
mornings? Do you know about the deficiencies in your body? Are you overweight because of this? Are you underweight because of this? Are you undercharged because of this? So I take my supplements every morning. I go live and talk to the people, feed them, seed them real quick, and I meditate. I have a community. We meditate every morning. On a low morning, we got 150 women meditating.
What time y'all meditate?
8 a.m.
8 a.m.?
Monday. Every Monday through Thursday, we do a message and a meditation. Friday, we celebrate our wins. Saturday mornings at 8, we have a stretch class.
That's
so you
beautiful.
have somewhere to go. And again, I think the thing that separates me from everybody else is that you can't fake consistency.
Yes.
Either you doing it or you're not.
Very consistent. Yeah.
I am consistency, but consistency is a currency that gives you credibility. And that's what I do. I'm consistent, not because of them. I'm consistent because I like authenticity, and I like true leadership doesn't tell you what to do. They either do it before you or do it with you, not talk about it and dictate.
Yeah, they don't tell you what to do. They
That's a
show
mic
you.
drop right there.
Yeah, you know.
That's a mic drop.
So I have my $1 million mornings, and then I like to walk. Like if I could walk every day that begins in Y, I would. Only reason I
I be
won't
seeing
walk
you walking pretty much every
10,000
day.
steps.
Yeah.
Only reason I don't walk is because my man don't want me walking by myself, and sometimes I have nobody to walk with. But every day I'm outside walking, moving my body, doing that cardio, having my spiritual time. You can do meditation and walk, and it's my therapy every morning for myself.
So let me ask you this. I see everybody with the 1,000 Family shirts, all that. What's that about?
So my personal goal, because people get comfortable, and this was really established for me, but it became a mission, a movement. My goal is to help 1,000 families make 6 to 7 figures every single year. And as long as I remember that, it keeps me growing. You can't help someone if you have not grown.
You're at 139.
Huh?
You're at 139.
No. Listen to what I said. Right. My goal is to help 1,000 families make millions, 6 to 7 figures every year.
Yeah.
My ultimate goal is 1 million millionaires. I'm sorry, 1,000 millionaires. I have 139.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But the mentality, though, this is important that you catch this, though, because I don't want y'all to miss this. It's not about, because sometimes people say, well, you already got 139, so you only got, 800 and something left? No. It's to make
That's
sure
just
that
a
I do it
benchmark.
again.
That's just
and just to do it again
yeah.
and do it again. Who did I help this year? Who did I help this year? So if I can't literally sit back and say, oh, yeah, I helped her make 6 figures, I helped her, my job is not complete. So it's a way to embody the work, to not feel like I get to 1,000 and I'm done. No, it's to reset every single year so you don't stop doing what you need to do.
I like that. I like that.
You're bold, Stormy. You speak what most people won't. Has that ever got you into any relationship deal you lost, a business deal? Do you ever regret being bold at any point in your life or your career?
You know what? I don't regret it, but if I could go back and since
You do
we're
something
talking about
differently,
it,
or
when it was the year, I don't remember what year, but the year that George Floyd got murdered, I wasn't involved in this. I didn't know what was going on, and I said something at the wrong time. And if I could go back, I wouldn't have said what I said when I said it. I just was ignorant to what was going on, and I hurt a lot of people. But I just didn't know what was going on. So I don't regret it, but I wish that it could have been handled differently.
absolutely.
Because my mouth got me in trouble that time, and I have sons. I have 2 sons. If that would have been my son, I would have hated Stormy for saying what she said too.
Yeah.
So I affected a lot of people by saying what I said at that time. But I learned from it, and now, that's why I tell people, always pay attention. Always clarify and verify. Don't talk about things that you're not sure about, because you don't know who that could affect. And if you didn't clarify and verify it, how you know if it's true? So, yeah, I wish I could have handled that a little differently, but it taught me a valuable lesson because I'm more aware now than ever, because being canceled, that situation hurt my feelings real bad. I died for 3 days and came back the 3rd day, I really resurrected. But yeah, so I ain't gonna give life to it, but that situation was one of the hardest things I had to deal with ever. But it built me to be who I am today.
Absolutely.
No, I mean, there's a lot there because, especially being in this space of network marketing, I've been on and off in network marketing. I've built big teams, and then I get burnt out, and then I go into something else, or I get tired of network marketing. I want to go do something else, and I get back into it because I still have that love for network marketing. It's always in me. No matter how many times I try to run away from network marketing, it always pulls me back in.
I love the game and I love the people.
Exactly.
It always pulls me back in.
It just pulls you back in, the value that you get in pouring into people.
Yeah, it's powerful, just dealing with people, just seeing how it's evolved so much over the years. I mean, again, one example, the personal development.
Yeah.
PBRs, the whole meetings, Zoom
I know
now,
people that's
you know?
made
That
millions
doesn't
and
even-
millions outside of network marketing, never really made money in network marketing, but the personal development and things that they learned in the industry,
Exactly.
You
they
can
took
apply
it at
that.
other businesses.
Exactly.
So in her case, right, she's built massive organizations. I mean, I've never personally sponsored 16,000. I've definitely sponsored thousands personally, but not 16,000. That's
I
crazy.
personally enrolled like 6,000. I thought that was a big deal.
That is a big deal.
16,000?
That's a big
1,000
deal.
for sure.
Man.
But 16,000 definitely haven't done that.
That's a big deal.
But
Congrats.
but this translates. This isn't just network marketing
crazy.
talk. Let's talk about how we can apply that to the real world of business, which this is the real world of business, by the way. But how we can apply that to something that's not network marketing. How in terms of scaling.
I think she's mastered branding. You've been
Oh,
so
yeah.
consistent online. Like your following now is approaching 2 million followers. I've seen you just be consistent. You your authentic self. Like, has that been a big part of your recruitment? People online, or like how does that help your business? Like just your brand and your consistency, leveraging social media.
If you're not on social media trying to create, I won't even say a brand, because to me a
Content.
brand seems so like, I know brand is such a big thing now, the word brand.
Too cliche.
Yeah,
It's content.
It's
You
not
just
a
hide your
brand.
content.
That's
Just
why I don't like saying it, but we believe in the concept, but I hate saying that word.
Yeah, I think it's more show your personality. People want to do business and connect with people that they know, like, and trust.
correct.
So I feel like the real thing that I do is I let you in my world. I let you see all parts of my personality so that you can say, wait a minute, you could be yourself. Like you said something that stood out to me, and I have to address this. I used to think, because I get bored with network marketing too. I've been doing it for 17 years, right? So of course I get bored. But I've learned now that I can have it all. I have multiple businesses. I have my community. It's not free. They got to subscribe. I have a community that pays. I do events. I love doing events outside of network marketing, more personal development driven. I have a skincare line. I invest in crypto and Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like I invested at $5 million with Grant Cardone. I got real estate. I paid off my house through network marketing. I bought a beautiful yacht cash through network marketing that I could rent out. You know what I mean? So it's truly, a beautiful thing when you can say, I love the game of network marketing, but I like this too. I like my community. I like my events. I like digital products. I like writing ebooks. I like courses. I like communities. I like podcasts. We think that you leave network marketing. I'm not doing it no more. I'm going to do this new business. No, I'm doing network marketing and I'm doing this and I'm doing this. I think add an and instead of an or to your statement so you can continue to understand that network marketing blessed you. If it blessed you, help other people with it, but still don't stifle your gifts. Y'all talk about, profit and profits, you think about the Bible, the story, the parable of the talents. There's a story about the 3 men in the Bible. God gave one man 5 talents. He used those 5, which is talents mean money, right? When you have a talent, that means you should make money. So the man that had the 5 talents, used those talents. God said, well done, my good and faithful servant. Gave him 5 more talents. Now he was good. He had 10 talents, which meant more money, right? He gave the man 3 talents. The man took the 3 talents, turned it into beautiful joy, beautiful income, changed lives. God said, great job. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Gave him 3 more talents. But the one man that buried his talents, vacillated on his talents, sat on his hand and did nothing because he was scared of what people were going to say and, oh, I can't do this. He took the talent away and the man died and ain't became nobody, right?
Wow.
So you cannot vacillate and bury your talent. I'm more than just a network marketer. I know how to communicate. I know how to connect. I know how to help people in their life. I know how to help people to become warriors and help people to find their voice and their purpose. I'm not just a network marketer. So is that a brand or is that a beingness? I just be, and be is who I am. I show up in my beingness.
Hey, I like that. This what you do, whether network marketing, whatever it is, any business, even outside of network marketing, just what you do. You put up, those kind of numbers. You can do that in anything because it's the same concept.
Exactly.
Same
Everything is
exact
network
thing.
marketing. You got to build relationships. You got to grow the people. You got to know the numbers. You got to have a great product or a service. You have to care about the people. You got to add value. If you ask me, network marketing isn't everything.
Yes.
You have to. If you're a great network marketer, you can do anything great. You just may have to. You need a team. Identify the right team.
Of course, but it's. I always say this: if you get into network marketing, do it to learn, because this is a university.
Right.
This is a university.
Exactly.
And if you get involved, even if you do nothing else in network marketing, you never sponsor anybody, but the type of knowledge that you gain from network marketing is worth everything.
Not only the knowledge, it's going to make you grow as a person.
Exactly.
You're going to have to get uncomfortable.
Exactly.
You're going to get rejection. How do you respond to
Exactly.
heartbreak? How do you respond to family not supporting?
Exactly.
How do you respond when you lose your rank?
Exactly.
You got to rebuild your company.
Exactly.
Most people not built for that though.
No.
Most people, they quit after a month, 6 months, a year, or let's say they had a good run. Maybe they made 6 figures one year, 7 figures another year, and then they got to people not just in our generation for whatever reason right now in the world, they're not built like how it was when I first entered network marketing.
Exactly. But I would tell you this, it's true. People are a little bit more fragile. I'm sure you had an upline made you cry before, right?
Not really, nah.
Okay, well, I done had several uplines made me cry. One of my uplines told me I was fat. I needed to lose some weight. Hurt my feelings.
Oh, wow.
Best thing they could have ever did for me. I was fat.
I had some hurtful things that mentors have said.
I'm grateful. I had an upline tell me, your hair is not going to make you no money. You look like you a $2. Exactly.
I had a mentor tell me, "Hey, you're the number one producer, but you're not the number one earner." And I was new into the company. I'm like, where did that come from? Like, I'm happy. Like, why would you say that?
But that's not negative. Maybe he's trying to tell you something. Maybe you needed to know that you produce it, but you ain't earn it. It's nothing. See, that's what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. That's not.
I took that personal.
But it's good.
And a few that took my results.
Sometimes you should.
Yeah.
But that's probably because he was telling you, you're killing it. You're out recruiting everybody, but
you ain't making no damn money.
Yeah, you're not duplicating. You're not really growing.
I was doing well at this time though. I was probably around 50 to 60.
But you still wasn't the number one income earner.
I became the number one income earner.
But you wasn't at the time. And you needed that.
No, I needed that because it fueled me to like.
That's my point.
Who does she think she's talking to? Like, what?
That's my point.
It
but
made
the
me
new
really.
Network marketers, you can't say that because they'll quit. They'll quit. 60
Well, they may call corporate on you.
What? They reporting you.
You're getting terminated.
What? They telling on you and they about to quit. They don't even care about the 60 grand no more. These new network marketers is a little bit fragile. They're a little bit too soft for me. But that's what this industry is about. Telling a person where they're good, but where they could get better. You're the number one producer, but you're not the number one earner. That's not bad,
That's
really.
not bad. It wasn't bad.
That's really like, wow.
You got to duplicate. You got to scale. It's far more than what you're doing right now. It's far up here. You got to keep growing.
Exactly.
What would you say, Stormy, and we'll end with this.
Tell me.
If a young lady right now is watching this podcast and she's thinking like, wow, I'm so inspired by her story, but I could never be a Stormy Wellington. What would you say to that person and for them to change their mind that they can be whatever they want to be, whatever they desire to be in their heart? What would you share with them?
First of all, you would never be a Stormy Wellington. Praise God.
There's
I was
only
talking
one.
about this yesterday.
Be yourself.
You at 5 years old, you got daughters, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel if you knew a 35-year-old, 50-year-old man tried to have sex with your daughter at 5 years old?
Oh, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you feel if your 13-year-old daughter was in a strip club at 13? You don't want to be Stormy Wellington.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't want to be me, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I had to have my whole butt cut off and put back together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't want to be me, baby. I was in a strip club at 13. I could never unsee what I seen. I saw keys of cocaine at 7 all around my floor. I saw people rob my mom and tie her up. You don't want to be Stormy Wellington.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be you.
Mm-hmm.
You want to watch Stormy Wellington. You want to understand Stormy Wellington. You want to take power from Stormy Wellington. You want to know that it's okay that how you start is not how you have to finish, but you want to become your own greatness. You don't want to be Stormy Wellington. Mm-hmm. Because I still, my mom died August 26, 2011. I was holding her hand. I still see her taking her last breath, and that was 2011? Mm-hmm. You don't want to be me, baby. Okay? But you do want to grow and become. And you have to know that you could be, do, and have anything you want. Mm-hmm. It's not what they say, it's what you say ultimately. Correct. That matters. Mm-hmm. And so, for me, I'll tell anybody watching this, take your own story. Take your own story. It doesn't matter what it looked like or what it was. We have to look at our story and be grateful that God allows everything. God allowed me to experience all of that, but I overcame it. And now I'm in the prophets and I'm in my purpose and now I'm on fire. I got power. So it's because I learned how to take all that and find power in me. Like, girl, you 5 years old, ran that big penis man away from you. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. You know what I really want to say, but I ain't gonna disrespect your show. So 5 years old and you could have got raped. You could have had a grown 40-year-old man have sex with you at 5, but you figured it out at 5. I'm resilient. I'm a warrior woman.
Yes, yes.
When I was getting beaten with water hose at 7 years old, me and my brother, I'm the one got us and got us rescued from that house. So I'm proud of who I am. Find your own power. Find your own greatness. Find your circumstance that you had to overcome and use it as fuel. Pressure is a privilege.
Yes.
You understand me? So what I would tell that girl, it doesn't matter what circumstances you were dealt with. You can be, do, and have anything you want. You need the right community. You need the right connections. You need the right alignment. And you need the right knowingness of who you are and who you are not.
Absolutely.
So join Girl Hold My Hand. Go to my community. Go to girlholdmyhand.com. Become a part of my community. Here's the thing. Don't be afraid to attach yourself to someone that has that resilience and that fire that you want. You know, when I was lost and depressed and fat and fighting postpartum depression and losing my mind, I was looking for a warrior woman that could show me, wait a minute, you could take that and have that. And there's not a lot of us's in the world. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of resilient women. All this demure, soft girl era, baby, get in your bag.
Correct.
Which means your Bible, whatever you read for awareness, for enlightenment, alignment, and grind. Get in your bag. And that's what I'll tell that girl.
Absolutely.
Hey, I like that.
Thank you for
So before we go, any, want to plug in your socials, how people can work with you?
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, y'all, connect. Coach Stormy on Instagram, Coach Stormy with the Y. My community, everything is that. Go to girlholdmyhand.com. I just relaunched my website, stormywellington.com. I'm so excited. And everything that I represent is really right there. Listen, if I can do it, you can do it. But you got to know that it's work you got to do. It's not just, I want it. Nah, that ain't enough. You can't be a entrepreneur. You got to be a doer. You got to decide and you got to do. The minute you decide, that word rhymes with homicide for a reason. Because something has to die in order for you to go into the do. Every day I die to self and give birth to a new me from all the things that I do. I meditate, I pray, I visualize, I go to the God in the Bible and I grow every day. But most people are afraid to grow because they don't think they can.
Absolutely.
Grow. It's grow time, go time. Coach Stormy with the Y. Make sure you follow me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Stormy, for coming to the show.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. This is Alfred Nixon.
Ray Alessio.
And this is Prophets and Prophets.
Make sure to subscribe. See you in the next one.